This documentary is about the third gender in Lahore, commonly referred to as hijras or khusras, who beg for a living. The word hijra is used for the institutionalized third gender role, which is neither male or female. Hijras are commonly believed to be impotent men who undergo emasculation and adopt female dress and behavior. One of the reasons why these transgenders beg is that they have minimal education, because of which they do not get job opportunities, leaving them with no option other than begging.
नहीं, हालात ही कुछ ऐसे हो गए कि बस पैसे की डिमांड थी और खाने पीने के लिए कहाँ से आता, फिर मैं काम पे लग गई। मैंने ऐसे माहौल बना दिया कि ये अमीर लोग हैं, हम लोग गरीब लोग हैं।
The reason for not getting education is that most of these hijras belong to poor families, thus they could not afford to go to school or only afford education till primary schools. The ones who did go to school ended up discontinuing because they felt embarrassed and ashamed of who they were in front of their classmates, who used to tease and ridicule them as they were quote unquote different from the rest of them.
बाद में वो क्लास वाले लोग तंग करते थे, इसी वजह से छोड़ दिया।
We interviewed Amnesty International, which is a global movement for human rights, when they were campaigning for the rights of the third gender. And this is what they had to say about discrimination in the education system.
Definitely, I believe that the third gender is discriminated when it comes to education, because any educational institution you check out, there are no such people of third gender who are allowed to study there. Even if parents or these hijra communities, if they enroll the younger children, the younger people of third gender into any school, those children are made subjects of mockery, they are humiliated, they are insulted, and eventually they accept the fact that the society will never accept them as normal members.
Another reason why the third gender beg is because they are mostly part of the hijra communities where begging is the main profession. Although begging has become the norm of their community today, it had not always been the case. During the times of the Mughal emperors, eunuchs enjoyed a political sway in the courts and they were keepers of the harem. They had a high status in the society and were valued for trustworthiness and protection of women. But with the Mughal Empire's disintegration, these transgenders lost their status and became social pariahs. On interviewing them, we found out that a majority of these hijras had been abandoned by their families at an early age, as they were considered to be a source of embarrassment for the family.
हमको माँ बाप नहीं सिखाता, तो मैं वैसे ही खेलता रहा। फिर एक गुरु मिल गया, उसने कहा मुझे गुरु पकड़ना, हमने उसको गुरु पकड़ा। हम पता नहीं घूम गए थे, बच्चे थे हम, तो हमें उठा लिया गुरु ने, उसने पाल कर बड़ा किया।
Ridiculed by the society for their deviant behavior, most of them ended up joining the hijra communities to find solace. Another way how they ended up in these hijra communities is that these transgendered individuals are claimed by the guru, who is the head of the hijra community, who says that such transgendered people belong to our community only. The ostracized transgenders are adopted into the hijra community by the guru as his chelas. The guru is the head of the hijra household. He provides the chelas with basic necessities like food and a house, and teaches them ways of the hijra community, which include dancing, begging, applying makeup, wearing colorful womanly clothes, etc.
हमारे वो जो उस्ताद होता वो छोटे को लेके आ जाता, हमारे उनको नाचने गाने का काम सिखाता। जो माँ बाप हमारा गुरु जो होता है ना, उस्ताद जो जैसे आपकी टीचर है, वो छोटों को पढ़ाती, तो बड़े हो जाते आप उसका एहतराम करते हैं।
The guru does not let them gain education or seek employment and forces them to beg only.
हमारे गुरु ने कहा हमारा काम ही है, हम करना ही चाहते हैं। हमारी तो बात ये है कि खाना का काम करें, अच्छा सा कोई अच्छी सी नौकरी।
The relationship between a guru and a chela is of a master and a disciple and of lifelong reciprocity. Since the guru takes the hijras into his care and shelter and provides for them, they feel that they should obey the guru and do as he says, which is beg.
स्कूल भी थोड़ा जा, स्कूल भी कच्ची में पढ़ता था, पक्की में आया था, फिर छुड़ा लिया था।
गुरु ने आपको छुड़ा लिया स्कूल से? क्यों छुड़ा लिया? क्यों स्कूल ले जाया?
ये काम करने के लिए।
Even if some of the Hijras want to seek employment or do proper jobs, they cannot, as their guru forbids them to do so, because he feels threatened that if they work somewhere else, the employed chelas might become independent and might leave the guru household, which would cause a decline in the guru's income.
गुरु क्या कहते हैं कि क्या करूं?
गुरु कहते हैं कि अपनी मर्जी पर काम करो जो करना है, लेकिन मेरे पास रहो.
Who does not want them to go away from him. The Hijras, on the other hand, also feel the same way about their guru. Since he looked after them and brought them up, he is like a maternal figure for them.
वो सौदा ले आ देता है, खाना पका के खुद भी खाते हैं, उसको भी खिलाते हैं.
Furthermore, he saves the Hijras from other men and protects them from the police.
हमारे लिए वो करता है जो और कोई नहीं कर सकता. अगर कोई हमें रात को हमारे पीछे आ जाए, कमरे में आ जाए, तो हम जल्दी से अपने गुरु को बोल देते हैं कि अम्मी ये पता नहीं कौन है, ये लड़का मेरे पीछे आया है.
Police. Therefore, Hijra feels that they cannot go against the Guru and take his word as law. Guru is also a part of the authorizing council of the community and is capable of sending Hijras into exile. Thus, displeasure of the Guru will lead to their expulsion from the community. No one else in the community would then associate themselves with those Hijras, which they cannot afford, as this is the only place where these individuals find acceptance.
हम लोग इधर फिरते रहते हैं, किसी को भी कहेंगे कि हमारे साथ बैठकर खाना खाओ तो वो
नहीं
खाते हैं हमारे साथ बैठकर.
कोई भी
वो
नहीं
तो
खाता.
नफरत करते हैं हमसे.
As these Hijras have lost their blood kins and never marry, this community is the only form of kinship system they have. The Hijra community is like a family institution for them on which they need to rely to survive, and thus they cannot separate themselves from it, as they would have nowhere else to go if they leave the Hijra community. Even if these individuals make the effort to do jobs, they are forced to quit because they are not treated equally as the rest of the employees and are ridiculed by their peers as they are not heteronormative.
चोरी करते हैं ना, हमें लोग छेड़ते हैं, ये किससे हैं, ये प्लान है.
होटल पे फिर उधर काम किया, उधर भी लड़कों ने छेड़ा, तंग किया, ये वो.
गालियाँ निकालते हैं, मारते पीटते हैं. इसलिए अच्छा है.
Amnesty International also talked about discrimination in the workplace when we talked to them.
When they go to the workplace, they're already perceived that different. Other people don't like being associated with them. They think they're weird or they're not normal, and it's a bad aspect of the human psyche that they are hence discriminated.
They do not fall into the categories of the stereotypically defined gender roles of the society. They are considered as stigma of the society. Third gender is not only an outcast in Lahore. A similar thing can be seen in case of Greece, where they were kept as slaves. Castration was inflicted on them to enhance their merchandise value. They were acquired by the wealthiest as a symbol of economic stratification. Another reason why people treat them badly, disgrace them, and consider them as a taboo is because Islam, which is the mainstream religion of our society, condemns transgenders. It says that there is no place for gender aberrant in an Islamic society. According to Islam, transgenders are required to be brought up as males or females depending on their dominant physical characteristics. The Holy Prophet also cursed cross-dressers, and thus Islamic extremists speak critically of them. On the contrary, Hinduism gives them reverence, as some of their gods, particularly Shiva and Bachra Mata, are associated with transvestism and transgenderism. Furthermore, in the Indian society, they are perceived to have powers to bless couples and their offspring. Another Hijra told us that she learned parlor work and worked there, but people did not feel comfortable around him, her, and did not let them do their work, leading them to leave this job. Here we can see how internal cohesion is maintained within the Hijra community due to factors such as external pressure in the form of non-acceptability and unequal treatment, reciprocity, trust, structure of the authority, ensuring that the norms of the group are followed, and the fear of ending up at square one if the members leave the group.
और मेरे में वो दिल था कि मैं लड़कियों के जैसे ये करूँ वो करूँ, तो घर वाले करने नहीं थे देते। मैं अपनी सहेलियों के इस तरह बाहर निकलना, मेरी सहेलियाँ बनी तो उनके पास मैंने पूछा, वो कहती आ जाओ हम भी ऐसे रहती हैं। उन्होंने अपनी कहानी बताई, किससे बताया, तो फिर मैं भी उनके पास रहने लगी। तो फिर घर वालों से आस्ता आस्ता मैंने बात कर ली, तो फिर मैं उधर चली गई।
Thus, the Hijras feel that they need to adhere to this community and therefore cannot take any other employment even if they are offered. However, the case is different in Thailand. Eunuchs can seek paid employment at salons and boutiques. They can also work as hostesses at bars and nightclubs. Some of them find work in media, especially as television actors or artists. They are considered to be fashionable and glamorous and have found success in fashion and business industry. Some of the jobs that these individuals are offered are housekeeping jobs like cooking, cleaning, and washing, which they do not want to do as they do not want to work under someone because this is as seen as losing respect for themselves. They like to have their own freedom and be their own boss and live for the moment which they find through begging.
गाड़ियों वाले।
अच्छा, तो क्या वो क्या काम देते हैं, तो क्या बोलते हैं?
कभी कह देते हैं भांडे धोने, बर्तन धोने के लिए, कभी कह देते हैं खाना बनाने।
ऐसे हम कैसे मर्जी तुरे फिरे, रोटी मांग के खा के जो मर्जी दो वक्त गुजारा कर ले।
मेरी मर्जी ये है कि मैं बस घूमूं फिरूं जहाँ मर्जी, मुझे कोई तनाव ना आए।
Some of them who tried to work in shops were subjected to harassment and they were ridiculed.
भाई क्या काम किया था आप?
काम नॉन वाली दुकान पर काम किया।
अच्छा, तो क्या करती थी आप
वहाँ पे टिक्कियाँ बनाती थी, जैसे टिक्कियाँ बेलते नहीं है, बेलने के साथ वो
हाँ।
काम।
तो फिर वो क्यों छोड़ा?
वहाँ पे लड़के तंग करते थे, तंगी की वजह से, शर्मिंदगी की वजह से। लोग यही कहते गुस्सा आ गया, जनाना आ गया, ओए ये वो, पता नहीं उल्टे सीधे नाम लेते रहते हैं हमारे। फिर शर्म आती है। इज़्ज़तदार तो हर किसी इंसान की अपनी अपनी इज़्ज़त होती है। ये बात नहीं है कि हम इस तरह के माहौल में हैं तो हमारी इज़्ज़त कोई नहीं।
कोई ऐसे बदतमीज होते हैं कि गाली निकालन लग पड़ते हैं, कोई टाँट मारन लग पड़ते हैं, तंग करते हैं, इसलिए बदतमीजी करते हैं।
One of them told us that he/she feels lazy while doing such work.
अल्लाह ने रोज़ी जितनी देनी वो हमें भी नहीं पता, वो अल्लाह ताला ने लिखी है। मैं काम नहीं कर सकती।
क्यों?
मैं थक जाती हूँ, पता नहीं क्या। हालांकि दूध भी पीती हूँ रोज़ कि मैं हिम्मत का हाल किसी काम
फिर काम क्यों नहीं होता फिर?
वो ना मेरे गुरु के घर के काम क्या होते हैं, बर्तन धोना, सफाइयाँ करना या कपड़े धोने, वो भी जब मुझे कहती ना तो मैं चालू हो जाती हूँ, पता नहीं क्यों।
They also prefer begging as a profession because it gives them more money than any other job would.
मजदूरी देते हैं, वो खर्चा भी नहीं हमारा चलता, कमरे का किराया देना होता, फिर आपको पता कितनी महंगाई है आजकल।
मेरी सैलरी वो दे ही नहीं सकते। मैं ना 35 से 40 भी करती हूँ और 35-30 भी करती हूँ।
1000।
Dancing and singing are one of their biggest skills. Previously, dancing on weddings and other functions used to be their main source of income, but due to modernization, people do not ask them to perform at weddings anymore, leading them to beg to earn money. However, in India, where they give similar dancing performances, the Hijras are still commonly asked to perform on weddings and other functions. Furthermore, if the police catch them dancing, they arrest them and put them in jails.
ऐसे ऐसे।
अच्छा।
लेकिन हमारा काम ही यही है। पहले थे ना, पहले जान बारात होती थी तो उधर जाके बधाई ले लेते, अब नहीं, वो चक्कर नहीं रहा।
सिर्फ पुलिस वाले भी पकड़ के ले जाते हैं, पर्चा कर देते हैं, फिर वो छुड़ा देता है। जेल भी, कैंप जेल भी हम पकड़ के ले गए थे।
It can be seen through this documentary that the third gender in Lahore has been reduced to begging because of several reasons. Some of them include lack of education, which results in limited job opportunities. Apart from this, external pressure from society's attitude towards Hijras leads them to joining the Hijra communities whose main profession is begging. Furthermore, the Guru plays a major role in keeping them in this profession. Moreover, they prefer begging over other jobs as they earn more through this profession. Begging also attracts them as it gives them more freedom and lets them be their own boss. Lastly, their skill of dancing and performing at weddings and other functions are neither appreciated nor wanted anymore, leaving them with no option other than begging.